there is a creature no bigger than your finger that punches with the speed of a bullet. Somewhere down among the coral, in a burrow you would walk right past, lives one of the most astonishing animals on Earth. It is small, brilliantly colored, and easy to mistake for a harmless little shrimp. But hidden beneath its body is a weapon so fast and so violent that scientists had to build special cameras just to see it work. This is the mantis shrimp, and almost everything about it defies what we think a small animal can do. Despite the name, it is not really a shrimp at all, but a marine hunter that has been perfecting its craft for millions of years. There are around 450 kinds of them living in warm, shallow seas from coral reefs to muddy shores. And they come in two very different styles of killer. Some are spearers armed with long, barbed limbs that shoot out to impale soft prey like fish and worms. But it is the other kind, the smashers, that have made the mantis shrimp famous. A smasher does not stab its prey, it clubs it with a pair of folded limbs tucked beneath its head like coiled springs. And when it strikes, it unleashes what may be the fastest limb movement in the entire animal kingdom. The club whips forward in about 0.003 of a second, far too fast for our eyes to ever follow. It reaches speeds of around 50 miles an hour, accelerating harder than a bullet fired from a gun. For an animal you could balance on 2 fingers, the force it delivers is almost impossible to believe. A single blow can shatter the shell of a crab, crack open a snail, and has even broken the glass walls of aquariums. But here is the strange part. A mussel alone could never move that fast. Mussels, even the very best ones, are simply too slow to explain a punch like this. The secret is that the mantis shrimp does not punch with muscle power at all, it punches with a spring. Inside its arm is a small, saddle-shaped piece of hardened shell that it slowly bends and squeezes, storing energy like a drawn bow. A tiny latch holds everything in place, while the mussels take their time wending the spring tighter and tighter. Then the latch releases, all that stored energy is set free at once, and the club explodes forward. It is the same trick as a crossbow or a mousetrap, power built up slowly and spent in an instant. But the punch is only the first of 2 blows the prey receives. The club moves so fast through the water that it leaves a pocket of near emptiness in its wake. Water cannot rush in quickly enough, so it tears apart, forming tiny bubbles of vapor in a process called cavitation. A heartbeat later, those bubbles collapse, and when they do, they strike with a shockwave almost as powerful as the punch itself. So even if the mantis shrimp somehow misses, the collapsing bubbles can still stun or kill its target. The prey, in effect, is struck twice by a single blow, once by the club and once by the water itself. And in that collapsing bubble, something almost unbelievable happens. For the tiniest fraction of a second, the imploding water flashes with light and reaches temperatures thought to rival the surface of the sun. It has gone far too fast to feel as heat, but it means this little creature briefly summons a spark of near, star-like fire underwater just to catch its lunch. All of this raises an obvious question. How does the club survive hitting things this hard thousands of times without breaking? The answer lies in how the club is built layer upon layer in a spiraling pattern of tiny fibers. When a crack tries to spread through it, that spiral twists the crack, weakens it, and quietly stops it in its tracks. Engineers have studied this design closely, hoping to build tougher body armor and aircraft parts inspired by a shrimp's fist. Yet, as remarkable as its weapon is, it may not even be the most extraordinary thing about this animal. Because the mantis shrimp also carries what might be the most complex pair of eyes on the entire planet. Each eye sits on its own moving stalk, swiveling independently, so the animal can look in two directions at once. Stranger still, each single eye is split into 3 sections, which means one eye alone can judge depth and distance. In a sense, a mantis shrimp sees the world through 3 pairs of eyes, all at the same time. But the true wonder is hidden inside in the cells that actually catch the light. Our own eyes rely on just 3 kinds of color receptor, and from those 3 we build every shade we have ever seen. The mantis shrimp has as many as 16, tuned to colors stretching far beyond anything we can picture. It can see ultraviolet light invisible to us, painting the reef in tones we have no names for. And it can do something no other animal is known to do. It can see a rare, twisting form of light called circular polarization. This may be its own secret channel, a way to send signals that its rivals and predators simply cannot see. For a long time, we assumed all those receptors meant it must see colors in impossibly fine detail. But the truth turned out to be even stranger than that. Experiments suggest the mantis shrimp is actually worse than us at telling similar colors apart. Instead of carefully comparing shades the way our brains do, it seems to recognize each color instantly, in a single glance. It may be trading fine detail for raw speed, a way of reading the world in a flash, perfect for a lightning-fast hunter. For all its firepower, the mantis shrimp lives a surprisingly private life, tucked away inside a burrow in the reef. It is fiercely territorial and will threaten almost anything that comes too close to its front door. And yet many of them are also devoted partners, with some pairs staying together for 20 years or more. One hunts while the other guards the home, sharing a single burrow across a lifetime in the reef. It is easy to see this animal as nothing more than a tiny, colorful engine of force. But it is really a masterpiece of engineering, hidden inside a body small enough to hold in your hand. A spring that throws a punch like a bullet, a shell that refuses to break, and eyes that see a world we will never quite know. The next time you imagine where the most astonishing life on Earth might be found, do not only look to the great whales or the deep abyss. Sometimes the strangest genius of all is crouched in a tiny burrow, no longer than your finger, watching you in colors you cannot see. Follow Worth Knowing for more things worth knowing.